Welcome back to another Ed. Oh, fucking hell. Welcome back. Basically, listeners, it's WrestleMania Night 2. It's been 2 5 a.m. finishes, and we're all bloody tired. And Lou's put his head in his hand for 30 seconds in. I'm not even going to try and remember everyone's nicknames because I'll be frank, I can't. So I'm Terry Peters, joined by Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yeah, very tired. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, I mean, 2 nights is brilliant, isn't it? But 2 5 a.m. finishes is not in the same breath. Do you know what I mean?
No,
But wrestling's wrestling, isn't it?
gotta do it.
Bloody love it. And we are also joined by our illustrious co-host, Lou Markham. Lou, how are we doing?
I'm pumped. Terry Peters, that was the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Calling it now.
Greatest pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah.
It.
Are we putting it above X7?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If it's not people's number one, I'm pretty sure it would be people's top two.
Yeah, it's definitely the best 2-night WrestleMania.
How many 2 nights have they done now? Is it 2?
3. I can
Oh,
definitely.
sorry. I meant
Definitely
not.
say that.
Yeah, this one's the 3rd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next year is confirmed as well as another 2
I
night.
think they might carry on with 2-night manias, to be fair.
I think it's a good thing to do because I think you're able to get more of your talent on screen.
I think as well, because of the way that the schedule now is with SmackDown on a Friday night, they've had to readjust things as well. And obviously NXT isn't as big as what it was. Hall of Fame, if you're there, it's all right. But if you're not there, people aren't really that bothered, are they? Let's be honest.
I thought the Hall of Fame was excellent this year.
Yeah, no,
Even
but
watching it from home.
what I mean is, sorry, it was a good class. But if you haven't got like an Undertaker or an Austin, like that one that we went to, I wouldn't have gone out my way and watched that. Would you, Lou, if we weren't there? With Sting.
The Sting. Yeah, I like watching the highlights. So watch the.
But
It is a lot
watch the
better
full
now, isn't it?
thing,
Because
would you?
the time them, don't they? So
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah,
because Hillbilly Jim.
because you've only just got home from your flight from Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the way forward with them now because there's nothing really the night before Mania, whereas it used to be NXT. So,
And if you think about the last time it was in Dallas, it was was it 6-7 hours long? In the end, including the pre-show.
It was about 8 hours because I'm pretty sure I looked at my watch
Yeah.
and went, "Yep, we've been here for a full day's worth of work."
Yeah, I remember getting really
Do you know
confused. Like,
what I
in
mean?
the stadium, I was like, "What time is it over there?" Like, I'm back home. But yeah, if you think about the reception of that one and the reception of this one,
I think there was
nights,
a stronger card.
Yeah, this is the way. This is the way forward.
Although it's fantastic because we went to that Mania, I still think it was a bit of a chaos one, wasn't it? Because they had a lot of injured talent that night.
Yeah, and it's difficult to watch back because it's like the main show is 6 hours long.
Yeah,
and the pre-show as well.
Yeah, it's long.
This is much better. You can stick a DVD on. We can review, podcasts in 20 years' time will review this quite easily.
But we did have another 2-hour pre-show with nothing on it. Nothing goddamn on it. We had 4 hours of pre-shows with nothing on it.
I didn't actually watch it.
No, I didn't.
I had it on, but I was watching Cole.
Yeah, my plan was I'll just keep an eye on social media, and if it looks like a match is starting,
Yeah, that's
I'll turn it on.
It's
But
only because I've got
otherwise,
the dual PC screens. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered
Yeah.
having it on. Do we think they missed an opportunity by not putting a US and Intercontinental title on a pre-show?
They could have done one each night, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That was my thinking, that they could have done one each night, because it does feel weird that you've had a WrestleMania without your mid-card titles.
Well, am I right in thinking the Intercontinental title hasn't been had a match at WrestleMania for about 3 years now?
they definitely did one in the pandemic one, the
Did they
Performance
not-
Center one.
Did
Is
they
that the
do
last time that it's been defended at a WrestleMania?
Yeah, and then I think
did they
before
not
that
do-
it might have
what
been.
was 37? That was.
Did they have one
Florida.
last year?
I don't. I'm just gonna have a look now. I'm
I
just.
think there was a long time before that, wasn't there, where they didn't have one? They should have just done a ladder
No,
match.
there wasn't one. There wasn't one last
Yeah,
year.
I can't remember.
Genuinely, those WrestleMania ladder matches, like that one that we saw at 32, was fantastic.
Yeah, I know they did
That's
one
all
on
you need.
NXT. I was a bit disappointed. Like, I knew the NXT one was going to be good, but as soon as they announced it, I was like, we're not
Yeah,
getting on the
they're
main
not going
card
to do it
now.
on the main card, are they?
Yeah.
But for me, they have sort of just. It's a bit of a missed opportunity, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a bunch of mid cards you could put in there, aren't they? Well, obviously, Ricochet's the title holder.
Well, you've got Ricochet and Finn, haven't you?
Fantastic.
And let's be
Yeah.
honest, they're both brilliant workers, aren't they? Really should have had a spot on that Mania card.
Yeah, I think they were going to probably build to Finn and Damian Priest until they obviously pivoted now, and they with Damian Priest.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's people you could have put on that card. I still think there's one or two good matches you could have had, but I mean, you don't know. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen on Raw and SmackDown this week, do we? That's the other thing. Might change hands with them. Who knows?
Yeah,
and now you've got Nakamura, obviously. Not free of boobs, but without boobs for the foreseeable. I mean, does he go back into one of those pictures?
Yeah, I don't think he's going back in the main event scene, is he? He could do that. You could easily build him up for one match against Roman, like a backlash show, just a random B pay-per-view. I wouldn't
mind seeing that.
You could easily do that, I think.
Get him tagging with Pat McAfee now after last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll move on to the main show. So, hang on, I'm just trying to... Oh, bloody hell. I've gone off it. There we go. Right, first match. No, that was last... Sorry. It's not gone well. Night 2. Right, here we go. So, first match of the night then was a triple threat tag team match. So we had RK Bro against the Street Profits and Alpha Academy. What are we thinking for an opening match?
Fantastic.
Well, hang on a minute.
Go on.
You missed Triple H.
Oh, yeah, but I also have. Sorry, you can tell we didn't make any notes. So, as we know, I was trolling on... Dave Meltzer was trolling on Saturday, saying Paul Levesque came out and hugged Tommaso Ciampa goodbye. He fucking did it again last night, didn't he, the dick?
Oh, he definitely did it on purpose.
Clearly,
to spite you.
Well, because I actually directly tweeted him before he even said it, saying, "Are you gonna what are you saying about this?" Then Dave, and then he did that. Prick.
Yeah.
And then the other guy in my mentions as well. I said, "Oh, look, it's Triple H. What do you think about it?" And he went, "What's your point?" I didn't reply because I thought you can quite clearly tell what point is he, you know. He came down, probably the first person other than Vince to say "Welcome to WrestleMania."
Stephanie's got to do it surely at some point, right? I can't think that.
If not, it's coming, isn't it? He comes down, says "Welcome to WrestleMania." Big pop. We get the water and everything, and he leaves his boots in the ring. I thought we might have got a retirement speech or a little thank you or something, but
Hall of Fame
next year.
Maybe not next year.
Well, no, I think they'll try to get Batista in for next year. I think.
Batista.
Batista, because he sort of missed out, didn't he?
Triple H maybe the year after.
He's the unofficial Hall of Famer, isn't he? Batista. Yeah, I don't know when they'll put him.
He just started doing it in the fucking Thunderdome, didn't he? I think was Batista's idea.
Well,
you wouldn't want it, would you?
No.
Probably one of the biggest nights of your career, and you're going to do it in front of nobody.
I feel bad for those guys who had to do it in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
I know they all got the moment in front of the crowd, didn't they, the night afterwards? But yeah, I understand.
No, it's not. But Triple H comes out, says "Welcome to WrestleMania," leaves his boots in the ring, kind of like when Taker left his hat in the ring and then came back for another 4 or 5 matches. But I don't think that's going to happen this time, is it?
No, it was just nice to see him get a send-off.
But yeah, it was. Like I say, it was nice. A good, easy pop.
It's not the last time we're going to see him, so he's going to be around for the foreseeable.
I think you're going to see him more now.
I think the biggest question is the two kings of WrestleMania entrances are both retired now. So who's going to be the next guy who gets the big entrances? You always look for Triple H's entrance because it's always mental. Undertaker's was always classic Undertaker.
Yeah.
What are we going to do now?
Pat McAfee
getting the... Yeah, you just get... I did actually. It was a fantastic entrance, yeah. So
Edge, but I don't know for how long.
Yeah.
How long? Which long is he going to be wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got one or two more. That's it, isn't it? But yeah, so it was nice to see a big Triple H entrance on the big... We'll probably won't get one like that again.
No, definitely not. But yeah, nice send off for Triple H with his boots in the ring. And then afterwards, we do finally get onto the opening match. So what do we think of the opening match and the triple threat tag team match?
This is a great match.
WWE Raw Tag Team Championships.
This is a really, really strong opener.
I agree.
This is why I love tag team matches as openers. So it gets the crowd pumped.
I think the thing is there as well, you've actually got 3 proper tag teams. Although you could claim RK Bro where randomly stuck together, but they've really worked. You haven't just got like 6 random people that have just been stuck together for one specific match. Like these are well-established tag teams. And Chad Gable and Otis, criminally underrated for me. I think they're a brilliant tag team together because they're genuine friends as well, aren't they? They do a lot of training and stuff together in real life.
Yeah, I think
hope
it's
that
weird
goes.
because everyone was a bit worried, weren't they, about tying out his heel and
I think he's brilliant.
going with Chad Gable. Good to see Chad Gable kind of getting recognition for being Chad Gable.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously was with Jason Jordan, and obviously he suffered an unfortunate injury, didn't he? And you did worry, especially when he went to Shorty G, but he seems to have been reborn a little bit in Alpha Academy, doesn't he? And the big guy, little guy seems to be really working at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's almost, I don't think he ever will be to that level, but he's starting to live up a bit more to his to Kurt Angle kind of thing that everyone looks at, and he's kind of comedic as well as a good technical wrestler.
He's like a pure wrestler, isn't he?
Yeah, but no, it was a great opening. It was a bit like last night, wasn't it, where they didn't kind of try and kick it off with like a big world title match or anything. It was just a classic opening match, and this is the way to go.
Match, wasn't it?
Just build up the card as you go through. Yeah, it was. It was just a good fun match, and then there was a nice ending.
I don't know of anybody that doesn't love any of these three teams either. Like, I've never heard anyone say that they're bad teams. So it's an easy way to get the crowd raring to go, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually you hear somebody like one of the tag teams. I can't genuinely think of reading or hearing anything where one of these tag teams is not liked by the fans.
Yeah,
might be wrong, but big entrance as well for the Street Profits with the cups coming down.
Yeah, classy. I fancied them to win,
I did when I saw the cups.
Yeah.
And then Otis was kicking them on his way down to the ring, which I thought was fantastic.
Like, I know they're absolutely fantastic together, but I am waiting for Arcade Bro to kind of self-destruct and develop into a feud.
I thought that could have happened tonight as well.
Genuinely.
Or last night.
If they've feuded for like the IC title or something like that, if just before one of them goes for the big one again, fantastic. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Put them
one
two
more
in the
Randy Orton main event run.
Yeah, and I think you put him, get him in a mid card thing to start with, just warming back up on a single, see how he's reacting, and push him for a main title again.
Oh no, I think Riddle's got to come out of this as the main guy. That's how it's got to be. You've got to have that big. Randy Orton's probably going to turn on Riddle, which will probably be better anyway. I know some people say they want a more serious Riddle, but I kind of like his
Randy Orton on Riddle
character, yeah. But then I think you need to have Riddle get that big win at SummerSlam or something. Because they're really high him out. Like, even before he signed, like, Bruce Pritchard was absolutely loving him on his podcast. Like, he always praised him.
I don't even know they've been together now, Arcade. No. Let's have a quick look.
Be a while now, longer than you think.
Last April. So
because we're doing I was going to say like
end of April last year. So
last year, Randy Orton's opening match on night 2 did not get the same reception that this one got.
What was his opening match last year?
Fucking Fiend, wasn't it?
Oh Christ!
And absolutely just killed the momentum for night 2.
Yeah, with the box-like structure.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. The first 2-night thing, there's no crowd there, so you can't feed off it. Last year, they've sort of realised, oh shit, it's not gone well. So I think they've maybe re sort of designed it a little bit and how to build the card this year to try and get the crowd hot to start with. And I think they did this in this opening match. I haven't made any notes. I don't expect either of you two have, so I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try and talk about what happened in the match because
just the classic finishes at the end on it.
Yeah,
the 2 RKOs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were brilliant RKOs. To be fair, both brilliant. Out of nowhere, a brilliant end. And in the ring, we then see a little celebration between. I actually thought the Street Profits were going to try and turn heel at this point.
So did I, because it was really random on it.
Yeah, they sort of went to have a drink.
Let's have a beer. Yeah.
And I thought then that Street Profits were going to turn heel, but no, they didn't. Alpha Academy come in, beat them up, and then Gable Steveson, a man who has been there's been well reported, hasn't he, since he started in WWE. Even before he signed, I think he's got quite a good wrestling background, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And they're obviously quite high on him. And I think tonight on Raw, you may see this develop a little bit more as he was called into the ring by Chad Gable. So we had Gable versus Gable, really.
For me, I think WWE just needs to be very careful. It feels at the moment that they're just trying to force him down our throats. They don't want another Roman Reigns situation.
I saw a couple of comments like that already. Yeah, I think because they'd introduced him 2 nights in a row. I don't think they needed to do the whole thing with Steph last night.
No, I think they could have just.
If he was just on the front row, and he got involved.
The thing with Steph was pointless. It was fucking pointless. But I think he's been drafted to Raw, hasn't he? So I think he'll be involved tonight, and then I think it'll be interesting to see where he develops over the next couple of months and see where he's standing at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I've got no problems with the way they're promoting him.
Yeah.
So
I think he might go away for a bit. I mean, I'll probably be completely wrong tonight. By the time this is out, people know that I'm wrong. But I think we might not see him until like summer now.
Lou, you were correct, or Lou, you were an idiot. What were you
Yeah,
thinking
we'll
of saying
find
that?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or
I'll
take,
that.
whichever one you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think solid opening match for an 11.5 minutes, and RK-Bro retain their titles. Did we just have video packages? I think we did, didn't we? We had
Probably.
there was no real backstage skits, was there, on either night?
No, and again, I said it last night, so I won't bang on about it too much. But for the people with the cheap version of Peacock, like they're getting adverts, but we should be getting some exclusive. Because if what's the point? I know it doesn't matter for us, but what's the point in paying for Peacock Premium if you're a WWE fan? So I just say you can see some more video packages. I just replays it last night, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, they were just playing the night before, weren't they? It was an odd one. I think that's something they might need to iron out a little bit.
We could have just done some backstage skits or something. We didn't have the classic. We've not had it for a while now. The classic WrestleMania party.
No, we've not had anything like that. Ron
Simmons
comes in,
fucking Iron Cheeks there or something.
Yeah.
That'd
have been great. But
great.
I think that's something they maybe need to iron out for next year. 39.
Yeah.
And then up next we have Bobby Lashley against Omos. Which
hang on, we haven't done star rating.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
what's
God.
Franklin's star rating?
Jesus,
Sorry,
yeah.
God, you can tell we're tired. What's the Franklin star rating for the first match? I do
4
apologize.
stars.
4 stars. It was good.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Very good opener.
Right, now we'll move on. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. A weird match that sort of just has been put together, hasn't it, to get Omos on the card, I feel, and get Lashley on the card, because he was injured, wasn't he? Was it at Elimination Chamber? He got injured at the Rumble, didn't he? And then was officially injured at the Elimination Chamber. And whether they thought he was going to be out longer than what he's turned out to be, I don't know. But we have Bobby Lashley versus Omos. Bit better than what I thought it was going to be. I don't know about you guys.
Did not care for this match.
I wasn't really bothered about it. I thought it was better than what it was going to be.
It went longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a very quick squash match.
My question.
2.5 minutes.
My question to yourselves and the listeners, I suppose, is anyone actually an Omos fan? Because he's got no in-ring talent whatsoever. He's worse than the Great Khali.
He's the next Great Khali, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I was very surprised that he didn't win last night. I think they must have lost faith in him a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he was going to win last night because he was with AJ Styles last year, wasn't he? And I think with AJ Styles, he was fine because he did the big guy, little guy. AJ came and did all the hard work. He did all the hard hits, didn't he? And just finished people off.
Yeah.
On his own, I think he might struggle.
Oh, he'll massively struggle. I don't think he'll be on his own. I think
he needs to be with someone. I think
Lashley seems to be turning face now, or has turned face. I think they might have like MVP, like fuck you, and
bring him into the hair business.
No, I think they'll just kind of MVP will ditch Lashley and go with
and go to Omos. Might not be a bad idea. Then put him in the hair business 2.0.
Because I don't know if MVP still injured. Or could they tag?
I don't know.
He
certainly wasn't there last night, which seemed different because he usually is, isn't he? MVP.
Yeah.
6 minutes 35 seconds. Not really a lot to say about this match, is there? It kind of was what it was. I think to me, I was expecting Omos to win, and that was about it.
Just a surprising but pleasing end, because I think there's a lot more that Bobby Lashley can do.
Yeah, I think again somebody else that could potentially go for another mid card IC title, US title run.
Oh, he wants to be back in the main event.
Do you reckon?
He's above the mid card titles now.
I don't know. The problem is I don't understand which ones we'll get onto, where they're going to go with Reigns and who's actually going to defeat. And that's what I'm thinking of at the moment, is who's actually going to be. And I don't see Bobby Lashley being that guy.
No.
Which is why
I don't think he'll beat him. But
which is why I'm suggesting these people.
I don't think anyone's going to beat Reigns for anything either. So you need people to lose to him, and I think he's quite a good one.
We'll get
to lose to.
We'll get to that topic. Franklin star rating, what we're going for?
1.5.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that's
reasonable.
Right.
Reasonable.
Yes, nothing spectacular. It was quite a slow match.
Yeah, I mean, he's not.
I think that's just down to almost his in-ring ability. He's a big guy. He can't move fast, can he? So you can't expect anything spectacular.
You're not going to expect the world off him, are you?
No.
And then we have a video package, another one, just for it to be different, for Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn's build-up, which has frankly been brilliant. And then we get to the Anything Goes match with Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. And oh my God,
this is fucking brilliant.
This is fantastic. This is everything this match needed to be and more. All sorts of shenanigans going on. We had What did we have? We had Big Hands. We had
Party man,
You had what? Sorry.
Party boy.
Yeah, Party Boy. You had Wee Man under the ring. You had.
I did a fucking body slam.
Yes,
Sami Zayn.
he did. He body slams Sami Zayn. I was going to get to that, which was basically Hulk Hogan versus Andre of WrestleMania 38. We had mousetrap tables, a kick to the balls for Sammy from the kick in the balls machine, and we finished it off.
Bowling ball to the nuts.
Bowling ball to the nuts, which is a throwback to the 2001 Royal Rumble. Genuinely one of my favorite spots of all time. The thing is, though, if you bowl it wrong, you look stupid, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go pretty damn close to get it.
Can't be doing a go ball there.
Get the strike. And then we finish it. After all the shenanigans, it goes for 14 and a half minutes. It did not feel 14 and a half minutes
No, it didn't.
at all.
No, this show went really quickly at this point. We got to the top of the first hour before you even realise what happened, really.
I think the whole night went
really well paced, 2 nights, yeah.
So the ending was a
huge
big
mousetrap,
which there was a little botch on it. He tried to pull the string, it didn't do it.
Yeah,
so
fucking hell. I thought Knoxville was going to take his own head off, to be honest.
Yeah, Knoxville almost beheaded himself with it. But
yeah.
I mean,
it that'd have been more jackass.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, it not working is more jackass because the outtakes, the ending credits is when the stuff doesn't work. Like the first film, there's all sorts of stuff for the ending credits that just don't work, and it's fantastic. I mean, if you're applying logic to this match, Sami Zayn could have easily got out that mousetrap, but it was what it was because it wasn't the thickest of things, was it? Let's be honest. But no, I thought this was absolutely brilliant and another fantastic celebrity appearance of the 2 nights. So my question to you is, whose celebrity appearance was better, Johnny Knoxville's or Logan Paul's?
I preferred Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, I thought they were both really good. But
I thought they were both. I think these two. Yeah, I preferred this match.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever been a massive. I'm aware of Jackass, but I've never kind of been an average watcher or anything.
Oh,
but it was still fantastic. Just because you know everyone, don't you? Because they've kind of got into pop culture.
Well, the thing is as well, they've been in WWE before, haven't they? Yeah. I mean, Wee Man, not very wee around the belly, is he? Bless him. No. Big lad, isn't he?
I think it's just you can tell the wrestlers they're going now are just fans of the product. I mean, not the wrestlers obviously, but the celebrities.
The celebrities, yeah.
It's not like they've got when you look back at WrestleMania 2 and you had those random people from soaps trying to commentate who had no idea what was going on.
And you had got Mickey Rourke trying to promote his film and
they've got nothing like that. Obviously they're promoting stuff fair play, but
I mean this was literally promoting a film. But we've seen Knoxville, we've seen Party Boy, we've seen Wee Man on WETV before, haven't we? I mean, Party Boy Wee Man got F5'd onto a table the night before the Rumble. Do you know what I mean? So it was brilliant.
Just fans of the business, and you can tell because he knows. You can tell at Knoxville and Logan Paul. They knew what they were doing in the match. They weren't just a fully rehearsed thing. They actually had the psychology of a wrestler.
And I think you can see that with the appearances Bad Bunny's made over the last year or so as well, can't you?
Yeah, and the crowd just ate up. It was fantastic. It was peak WWE. It didn't. When there's a lot of internet nerds earlier.
It was very throwback, wasn't it?
Oh, Sami Zayn was being wasted going against Johnny Knoxville. No, fuck that. It's this was just absolutely classic. It was just pure sports entertainment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
It's not your pro wrestling nonsense. It's just pure sports entertainment. That's what WrestleMania is about. That's what WWE is about.
It felt very throwback, didn't it?
Yeah.
To something that would have happened in the Attitude Era, where obviously hardcore wrestling is famous for this sort of stuff, but it had that comedy element of sort of the Ruthless Aggression era. So it was kind of to me, a nice synergy between
and it was
modern day.
I think this is what hardcore wrestling should be, where it wasn't people just cutting themselves and mutilating themselves and
it was
doing
fun.
Stupid fucking stuff. It was just good.
It
was just comedy on it.
It was just fun, and do you know what? I was laughing.
Yeah,
I was absolutely pissing myself. Not for the first time, not for the last time.
I think we all kind of in the group chat collectively said this is potentially the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I think this is what I've started to realize. Night 2 was just going to be as good as night 1, if not better. Yeah.
I'd like to see more of this stuff though. Not just at WrestleMania, but just pay-per-views in general. It breaks the pay-per-view.
Yes, it does massively.
Yeah. It's like Bischoff always says, wrestling is a buffet, isn't it? You need a bit of everything, don't you?
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing this type of thing at the Big Four every year. Yeah. Maybe not Survivor Series, because do they really count that as a Big Four this year? Probably not. But some of the Big Three, the Big Two, whatever you want to call it, the Big Three. This is the sort of thing you want, isn't it, really, to break things up a little bit.
Yeah, this is just it was absolutely fantastic. Are we gonna talk about your boy Meltzer? He had an absolute mare tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He flagged it off, did he?
Specifically, this I've never seen such a vociferous reaction to somebody saying
let me
about
just
his bad.
let me just bring the tweet up. He what a dick. He basically slagged it off, and then he turned, and everyone was like, "No, you're just wrong, Dave." And he turned his replies off.
Yep.
He turned his replies off. Let me just. There we go. Sami Zayn lost to Knoxville. All the Jackass crowd got involved. At times, this was unbelievably horrible, but spots like Wee Man slamming Zayn and comedy stuff go over with the live crowd. Zayn got trapped and pinned in a giant mouse trap. You know, he's died on the inside right in that. And someone's even said, let me remind you, it's sport entertainment, keyword entertainment. And another spot that I forgot about as well, when Johnny Knoxville puts the air horn towards Sami Zayn as he's running towards him.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's a taser involved a lot as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Well, I think that was on Smack. That's a throwback to the SmackDown, isn't it? But everyone on this mention is just saying it's great.
Yeah. Well, someone made a good point. Like later,
you get one or two that are like, "Well, this wasn't wrestling." It's like it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Even hardcore fans listening, comedy wrestling done right.
Yeah, I saw someone. I think it was Kenny. Not Kenny from Inside Your Thoughts. Kenny from Your Thoughts. Kenny from Your Thoughts. He said like he felt like tonight WWE just decided like we're not going to try and impress the internet crowd anymore. We're just doing what we do best, and I think that's what it was. Wasn't it? Like, you know, you're not trying to get kind of 5 stars from Dave Meltzer, because I think there's one match later on that maybe suffers from that a little bit. But they were just going out and just having a fantastic WWE match and just popping the crowd.
Yeah,
that's all it needed to be. It's just it's absolute nonsense to think this is horrible and give it like 1 star or anything.
He
wasn't doing like
he would score that low.
Did you want Knoxville to come out and do like bloody suplexes and catch wrestling or something?
I think he'll give it like a 1.
Yeah, but
just he doesn't like it.
More important, what is the Franklin star
more
rating?
important, what is the Franklin star rating?
3.5.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd gone higher.
I was giving it 7. Mate.
I thought you were going to 5. Yeah. You shocked us. Are you Meltzer in disguise?
I was toying between 3.5 and 4, but yeah, somewhere in that region, I suppose.
But the thing is, it is what it is. It did what it needs to do, didn't it? Yeah, I get
it served its purpose.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. It was just
do you know what? It was fun. It was.
I don't even.
And
what I've noticed as well is that no one's been like, "Oh my god, Sami Zayn was buried," because I don't think anyone really cared.
The thing is, because it was what it needed to be, and that was fun and entertaining, and everyone. And I think the thing is, you don't really hear anybody slagging off Jackass as a thing. Everyone that I've ever sort of spoke to, like, quite likes Jackass. Yeah. Even if you've never watched it, I've never heard anyone go, "Oh, what shit! I think we're all fucking idiots." If you never watched it, you go, "Oh, I've seen bits and it's quite funny," like you were just saying, Lou. And then, do you know what I mean? You don't get. Whereas some people would just go, if they're not heard of something, "Well, I've heard it fucking shit, so I'm not bothering with it."
He was getting huge,
and that's what they were doing last night.
Entire run, right? Actually, it really surprised me
because he enjoyed the Rumble as well, clearly, didn't he? So, and I think as well, the way that it was built up, actually giving out Sami Zayn's real life number was brilliant and stuff like that. So I think that's what's won people over.
Sami Zayn's character, like, he deserves. Well, not Wrestler of the Year, but he deserves something for this year. It's been fantastic.
After that, I assume it was more video packages. We'll go with it was.
I believe so. Yeah.
We'll go with
we got a few replays of the night before, didn't we? Specifically entrances, which I thought was pretty. I know they were a bit boring, but it was nice to see Cody's entrance again.
Do you know what? Yeah. The thing is, they're going to show Cody's again.
Yeah.
And then after this, we have the Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So we have Sasha Banks and Naomi against Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, who I believe are called Live in My Brutality, and if they're not, trademark it. Natalya and Shayna Baszler, and the champions Queen Zelina and Carmella.
Did not care for this match.
Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan
could have been on the pre-show for me.
Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan come out looking like they're about to, a thirst trap. Sasha Banks comes out in a car, drives 10 yards for some reason. Pointless. Absolutely pointless. Just walk. It's quicker.
It's WrestleMania.
Yeah, but Naomi just had a normal entrance.
That's because she's not as good as Sasha Banks.
To be fair, Naomi's entrance is fantastic. I love that entrance.
She gets a special entrance every week. She had to drop the title that time because she said she was going to get a special entrance. And he had no plans for it.
Yeah, that's
On SmackDown.
Yeah, it's just shit. But no, I
Yeah.
didn't see the point in the car, I suppose. But she always has that sort of entrance, doesn't she? With a big, she's had it before, hasn't she? Hummers and fast cars and stuff. So
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler and Natalya come out and just be themselves, and Queen Zelina and Carmella come up. Right. Also, Carmella's mask looks like the actual mask before he puts it on. It is stupid. And then all we were going to hear through this as well was how Corey Graves is shagging Carmella.
Yeah, that was a bit annoying.
I hate these two. Like, we get it together, but stop it.
Yeah, just put the other commentary team on when she's on. Like,
put your donkalator and dickalator if that's
it was
what you want to do.
very different circumstances, but I used to find it really annoying when Renee Young had to commentate on Ambrose's matches after they acknowledged it.
Yeah, but the problem is that Corey Graves plays up to his character, and I think as well then he goes a bit too far, and it's not for me, this one.
Yeah.
Not for me. I thought Rhea Ripley and Morgan were going to win this match. The eventual winners are Sasha Banks and Naomi. So Sasha Banks gets her first ever WrestleMania win.
And she cries.
Obviously.
I thank God Ross isn't on the show.
Why? I assume she's crying because it's the first ever WrestleMania win and she can't go a win without crying.
So, yeah.
And who is more boring, Natalya or James Milner? Answers on a postcard.
Yeah, Natalya's pretty boring. Yeah.
But I mean, Shayna Baszler, what even is she these days? She just sort of flits between tag partners as well, doesn't she? She seems to have lost her identity a bit.
Should be tagging with Ronda, really.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't overly keen on her in NXT, to be honest with you. I'm not just saying this because she's gone to me. I just wasn't keen on her.
I just feel like they've dropped the ball with her a little bit.
Yeah, she should have been Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 2 years ago on it.
Yeah.
Should just be marketed a bit like Ronda, just a legit fucking fighter.
I think they should do that now. I think the next tag team match should be Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Ronda and Shayna.
But Natalya
Ronda and Shayna win it and then hold it for like a year.
Yeah. And just give some prestige to the titles. Give some prestige. Because I'll be honest, does anyone care about Carmella and Queen Zelina?
No, he's very, even like, I'm sure there was at one point that during a reign where one of them was tagging with someone else. It was almost like they forgot that they even had the title belt.
It just makes a mockery of things.
It was a good way to get more women on the show.
Yeah, it was, and I'm not disagreeing that. I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah. They should have had more women's matches anyway. Like Sonya versus Naomi should have been a WrestleMania match. I don't know why they cut that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this at the moment.
They just stopped it, didn't they? They had to blow off on SmackDown.
Is Sonya sort of stepping away from the ring, or is she just?
I don't know. She's only just stepped back.
Well, that's what I mean. But it just seems weird, doesn't it? That they've not really. Yeah. But then I suppose she's lost Mandy as well, hasn't she? So
the thing is, like, I know she's not as popular on this show, but you need to be doing something more with Sasha Banks on this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in Sasha Banks is a talent. I think the problem is that she just feels a little bit more entitled than she actually is. But it is what it is. But I mean, when you look at the tag titles, I suppose the best two to hold it have been the Boss and Hug Connection and the Iconics.
So the first two.
And they were the first two, because after that you had Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Not bad. The Kabuki Warriors, I mean, again, Asuka's disappeared into some void. I'm surprised that she's not back unless she comes back this week. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross again. Then you had Hug and Boss again. I mean, the second one, I don't really know if it was as good as the first run. Nia Jackson.
Yeah, that was when that was during the whole Performance Center, and that was quite good. They just kept it going. And they put them on both shows, didn't it?
And then Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler, Asuka and Charlotte Flair, Nia Jackson, Shayna. Then you've had Natalya and Tamina, Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley, and Queen Zelina and Carmella, who I believe, the Kabuki Warriors, I believe, are the longest reigning title holders. But they're the second. Yeah. 171 or 72 days, depending when it was filmed. And then 132 for Carmella, and Queen Zelina held it since November.
Well done.
So it's Sasha Banks' third run with the titles, equaling Nikki ASH's record.
Yeah.
But for me, I wouldn't have minded seeing Liv and Rhea win this.
No, I thought they were going to, and it would make more sense, but I think they were
especially when they were given the sort of the special attire as well.
I thought Sasha Banks going more towards a boss character at the beginning. I thought she was going to turn on Naomi. I still think she will. I think that's how this ends.
I feel sorry for Naomi because she sort of got that women's title once, didn't she? And then, like you said, hasn't really had a look in.
But she had the biggest, most prominent women's storyline like all year, really, with that Sonya Deville thing. I don't know how the hell. I don't know why they decided to do that early.
It's just bizarre. I mean, where Queen Zelina and Carmella go from here, I don't know. Does anyone really care? Because I think Queen Zelina's probably better on her own as well because she's quite good, isn't she? I think she's better than Carmella. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, I don't know where they go from here. I think Rhea's probably better on her own than in a tag team as well. And who cares about Natalya and Shayna Baszler? 10 minutes, 50 seconds. What are we thinking with the Franklin star rating?
2 stars.
Yeah, I think that's about fair, to be honest.
For me, it should have been on the pre-show.
Honestly, I think if you take Natalya and Shayna out, you're having a better match there as a triple threat tag match.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm not just saying that because it's Natalya and Shayna. I just think Natalya gets stuck with basically whoever's kicking about the building. She doesn't really care.
She's not done anything for a while now, has she?
No.
No.
And I mean, has she ever really done much of note?
Yeah, I think she held the division down when there was like no one else who was any good.
Yeah, because I suppose she was
I know she's boring, but I think she'll end up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she 100%.
One for her longevity, but two, I think
100% she will.
Because
I suppose when she came out,
but there was just her and Beth Phoenix.
When she first came out around at the time, she was different to everybody else, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I do get that.
But then she had that storyline where she kept fighting.
Don't remember.
Where Queen Zelina and Carmella go from here, I don't know.
Well, I think they just need to.
I just wanted to let that rest, kind of like some of Natalya's farts, just to sort of prove the shite that she's they put her through as well.
They need just more women's storylines now.
Yeah,
I think they should aim to. They had 3 women's matches this year?
Yes, the two
14.
women's.
They need more, really, don't they?
They should be getting on for like 4 or 5, shouldn't it? Really,
easily. You need at least 2
out of 16 matches.
Yeah. They need more, really. Like who's booking this QC Marshall? Like,
we're what next month is WrestleMania Backlash. I still think you'll see a lot of rematches, so I don't think you'll see much until the summer.
Yeah,
maybe Hell in the Cell time, which is a month after, isn't it?
Yeah, but they need more women's matches that aren't surrounding titles. They want any this time.
Yeah, because that's how you then build them up, isn't it? And give and I think that's some of the problem is that they don't have the stars. Like, yes, Sasha Banks is good. Everyone knows she is. Yes, Rhea Ripley's good, but they just sort of put them in a match with no real backstory. I think that damages things more than it should do, more than they intend it to do, because people aren't invested in a character.
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion anyway. And like you say, I agree with you. I think they need to build a few more storylines up as well, and just show what they can do when they're on their own and not in a tag team. Because it does feel this is the go-to if they want a women's match but don't know what to put on.
Yeah, well, they did last year, didn't they?
Yeah,
exactly. 2 years in a row done this. Yeah,
exactly. Nothing really to note apart from Sasha Banks crying after the match. Again, I think it was just video packages and last night. And then we go to what was the longest match of the night. Was it longest match of the weekend? Longest match of the weekend. It was the match I think that most people are looking forward to over the entire weekend. Edge and AJ Styles. AJ Styles comes out, gets a cut on his cheek from walking into the stage. Dave Meltzer reported it as a pyro injury because Dave.
Him and Alvarez both were like very certain, weren't they? But
I think, to be fair,
I think it was someone at Wrestling Inc., wasn't it, who was actually there and just filmed it happening. Yeah,
I think I can understand why they've said it though, because obviously pyro's gone off and you think,
well, it looked like it, but the way it was just what annoyed me was the way they were tweeting about it. It was like it was legitimate, like reportedly.
Yeah,
pyro incident. Well,
but no, he walked into the stage.
He walked into the stage. Yeah,
bless him.
Like triangle at WCPW that time.
Yes,
a lot of one way.
And then we had Edge coming out to probably my favorite entrance of the entire weekend.
Yeah, very 90s Undertaker.
Yeah, very broody, lots of fire, very dark. Comes out on Triple H's throne that is stolen from Cody. So I can't wait to see Cody try and break that.
Still think that should have been a skit. It needs to be a skit on Raw tonight.
What's that?
Backstage, Cody's just giving Triple H like a new throne. It's like, I'm sorry about that.
Gluing it back together.
Yeah.
Match goes for 26 minutes. I think we all said in the chat, didn't we? It'd be about half an hour, if not longer. I enjoyed this match. I think it was probably the purest wrestling match of the entire weekend, barring maybe the main event of this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's always going to be, isn't it? 'Cause you saw it. You've seen it with Edge's last few Mania matches that he tends to have the purest wrestling match. And I can't believe this is his third Mania since coming back.
Yeah. So Edge is obviously my guy.
Bloody Mania.
Right? Edge is like my favorite wrestler of all time. I do worry that he's starting to fall into the Triple H trap of trying to have like the perfect match.
Mhm.
I agree.
I think he felt it last night slightly.
Yeah, it didn't. I wouldn't say. I obviously enjoyed the match, but I don't know. It didn't seem to fit with the rest of the weekend probably because it was a wrestling match rather than sports entertainment as well.
And that's what I mean. Like you say, it probably was the purest wrestling match of the weekend.
I think he's just. I think he's in danger of just trying to think.
Become
like long as. What Triple H has this like epic match where it's like 25, 30 minutes.
He always had like the longest WrestleMania match. Didn't he?
I just worry that Edge is going to end up going down the same route. But I think that's always the issue with dream matches. Like they feel like they have to do it. Like,
and
I think AJ suffers from the expectation on him.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. This was a dream match for many people, and I get it because AJ Styles is a talented man, and I hope he's got many years left in WWE. I really, really do. But yeah, I think, as you say, I mean, last year Edge was in the longest match on the entire weekend again, but that obviously was with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan as well.
It was the year before as well.
Was he the year before? Because obviously he had his 40-minute match at the greatest wrestling match of all time.
I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it. I just think it was a bit. Yeah, just got to be very careful.
He had a 36.5-minute match. Nearly 37-minute match at the WrestleMania 36. Like you said,
that all it was? I thought it was like 45.
No, that was the greatest match. That was the greatest match ever, wasn't it? The Backlash. I think that was about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Was it? Let me just have a look. Was that 30? I can't remember which one the greatest Royal Rumble. It was at WrestleMania Backlash last year, wasn't it?
No, it was the year before.
Was it year before?
Yeah, it was in the Performance Center.
It's because it wasn't directly after Mania because it was in Rumble, wasn't it? It was in June for some reason. So let me just have a quick look. So yeah, that went for 44 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a long time. And I agree with what you're saying that he's trying to get the perfect match and he doesn't always need to.
Yeah. Because if you're trying to get 5 stars from Meltzer in WWE, you're not going to get it. So
unless you literally have CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes.
If he didn't get 5 stars for that Seth Rollins match last year, he ain't gonna get it, is he?
No, of course he's not. Yeah. In this match, we saw Damian Priest join forces with Edge. What do we think of Damian Priest joining forces with Edge? Damian Priest looking very different as well, isn't he, compared to what he did when he was called up to the main rosters to start with?
I think it's a great look for him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree completely.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Do
you know what? Though? I think Damian Priest is very underrated.
Yeah, they need to add one more guy. Cool. I think.
Yeah, well, I said this
needs to be Ciampa.
Yeah, I think it would Ciampa. Yeah, I think it would Ciampa.
He has the look, doesn't he? It's the beard.
Yeah, he's a scary looking guy.
He just looks very satanic, doesn't he?
Yeah,
yeah.
Who else could you go? Who else could you go for?
I don't think there's many. That's the problem, which is what makes me think.
They're on Raw, aren't they? I don't suppose that's really going to matter too much if they're putting an end to the brand split in a sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they need to build it up for a while. I think they need to feud with Balor next.
Yeah. Yeah, like Prince Balor.
Yeah.
I think I think it'll be Ciampa though, personally as well.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. It's like, do you think it's going to go full on ministry?
Although, do you know who else wouldn't mind in there? Drew.
No. I think I don't know. I wouldn't mind that.
He can't be a lackey for Edge. He's too big.
I think Finn Balor could fit into it.
Yeah. He could actually.
Yeah.
They could do like the whole Brood thing where
I was almost thinking
and then bring him on board.
And then there's a big thing at the end, isn't there, where he breaks out of it again.
I was more thinking because Drew's got long black hair and is a very scary looking man as well. That was my only thing.
If he was in this faction, he just looked like a knockoff Undertaker, wouldn't he? I think he's too close.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, fair do.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very excited to see where it goes. And like I say, I think Damian Priest's main roster run has been absolutely fantastic through the 3 years.
Yeah. I was really disappointed he didn't have a WrestleMania match, but if this is because it's leading to this, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, because again, he's somebody that could have gone against Ricochet or Balor, couldn't he, and had a brilliant match. But like you say, they're obviously building to this, and I'm all for it because he's a scary looking man. He's a very scary looking man. what are we thinking for the Franklin star rating?
Well, so bearing in mind that at times you could tell they were aiming for a 5-star match.
Yeah.
And I think the match suffered as an effect of that. 4 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's about, if you compare it to like his Rollins matches last year,
it's nowhere
on the
near.
same level. So yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm
agree.
in agreement with that. I still think it was a brilliant match, though. Don't get me wrong. I think AJ Styles is fantastic. I'm excited to see where he goes as well.
Yeah.
It was a good match, but they just need to stop trying.
He could be someone that makes that step up again to challenge for the world title. And I wouldn't be adverse to that either. I think him and Roman could put on some really good matches together.
Yeah, I do think as well that this match would have gone down better in AEW. Like, I just think the crowd would be more into it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It, like I say, it did feel as though it stood out a lot. Not that that's a bad thing, but it did feel very different to everything else.
Yeah, but again, wrestling is a buffet, isn't it? It wasn't a bad match by any means, I think.
No, I'm not saying it was. No, I don't want people to think that it was a very good match. I just think when you look at everything else, it's been sort of happy-go-lucky, whereas this was very serious, very not basics, but back to basics in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that the match was basic. It was what it was. It was just a pure wrestling match, and that was it. But it was brilliant. I really liked it. Then we get more, I assume, video packages and things. And then we get the match that was cut from night 1. So we have Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Pete Dunne against Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, who go out with a nice tribute to Big E, wearing Big E style gear, which I'm all for. Because
it's the same as what he won the title in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. I mean, it is their best mate at the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately, he has broken his neck.
It would have been a much bigger deal, I think, as well, if it was the original 6-man.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have cut it down to 2 minutes if you had Big E now as well.
Didn't even make 2 minutes this match.
Yeah.
I literally put in the chat to you two at the time, blink and you'll miss it. I'm very surprised that it's only got 1 minute 40 seconds.
Yeah, considering there's 2 former world champions in there.
And and then Butch went a bit weird at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, the angry little man, isn't he?
Yeah, that's his new character. He's like angry little man, isn't he?
Like I think so.
Type thing.
I mean, I hope it works out well, that character, to be fair, because he's very, very good. And like I say, I think he would suit that character well. I just hope that he actually gets time in the ring and isn't just somebody that beats somebody up afterwards for months and months and months on end and actually gets time in a ring. There's not really a lot to say about this match at 1 minute 40 seconds. I'm surprised that New Day didn't win it.
Building, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to build the new guys up, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. I just thought with everything that's gone with Big E, they might have just given that nice feel.
Yeah, I think it's the thing with them too, that they're not going to lose anything by losing because they just pop up anyway.
No, that's true.
I think Ridge Holland in particular, he had a shaky start to the main roster, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he needs to come out with a win.
Yeah, he's got heat on him now as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if he has. I don't think he's got a lot of heat from what I've heard. I think they.
No, I think they just think it was unlucky, don't they?
Yeah, and he went to. I think he went to see Big E, didn't he, and did everything the right way. So I don't think he's got any heat on him from what I.
Yeah, but no, it's like he's come up and then he got injured and then he lost.
Yeah, did he break his jaw? Was it something like that?
Yeah, and he was losing to Cesaro a bit.
Yeah.
So he needed this.
But I think Sheamus is the right person to put him with because Sheamus.
Yeah.
As much as you're not a massive fan of Lou, I think he again is a future Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, he will be no doubt. I mean,
I think he's a safe pair of hands, isn't he, Sheamus?
Yeah, good mentor as well. Especially
that's what I mean.
Moving across from this sterile.
Yeah, that's what I mean by a safe pair of hands. Like he'll show them what to do, what not to do, and how to work it. Really, I think there's bigger things ahead for Ridge Holland in a few years' time, and hopefully Butch Pete Dunne will go down that same path as well. But Franklin star rating for 1 minute 40 seconds.
Dud.
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't give it else, can you? I doubt else will even give it rating.
Put it on the pre-show. You could have given 20 minutes on the pre-show.
This is the other thing. You could have given it again. You've got 4 hours of pre-show. It's done nothing. You know it's been cut. Instead of giving it 1 minute 40, why not give it 5-10 minutes on a pre-show?
Just while we're on the pre-show, right? How fucking mental are the fans who stayed around the pre-show desk the entire time, right up until like the minute before WrestleMania started? No way I'd be doing that. I'd be in the arena. Sat in my goddamn seat like 2 hours
when we got there, we literally went straight to the stadium, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which was good because there was all them ticketing issues, wasn't
it was just like, it was like
The thing is, I wouldn't
It
want
was
to do
like
that.
59 minutes past there, and I was just like, guys, just get in the ground. You're making me
How,
nervous.
how far away is it?
It was literally outside, but
It's
still,
outside, but it's
when
not-
you get through your tickets and you got to find your seat, it's a
I was
massive
going to
venue.
say, and it's a big thing. And if you need
Got to get
one,
your
a
big
drink-
meatball sub.
Yeah. The thing is, I think to
Souvenir
me,
cup.
you paid for the experience of being. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind for an hour or so. It's fine, but to me, you pay for that experience. You go in, soak up the atmosphere, don't you? And you have a look round and just go, "Oh my god!"
I
It's
just thought it was very
WrestleMania."
odd. They're making me very nervous. I was like, guys, you're
Unless
gonna
they
miss...
maybe they didn't have tickets.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Conspiracy theory there. But yeah, I agree. Like I say, if you're there, to me, you can have an hour outside, can't you? But then even then, you're running the risk of pre-show loss because you just don't know, do you?
Yeah.
If anything's going on.
I found it very bizarre. You're just watching the back of Booker T's head for 2 hours. Weird. But anyway.
And then, who was the celebrity? It was American footballers last night that they had on.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't watch it, but I assume they were far less annoying than Jake Paul.
I don't know. I just had it turned on. Like I say, I assume they can't have been much worse. And then a TikToker that gets chanted, "Who are you?" So, yeah. And then we move on to what was frankly fantastic. Pat McAfee against Austin Theory. It starts with no chance in hell. And I actually thought Austin Theory was going to walk out to that music. I was not expecting to see big old Vinnie Mac walk down that ramp, doing his strut, doing his stuff. I was not expecting to see that whatsoever. I thought what you might have seen was him give Austin Theory a pat on the back and show him down the ring, just open his arm to let him down the ramp with his music. But I was not expecting Vinnie Mac to actually walk down, do his strut, do his dance. He was loving it.
He's just cool, isn't he? Just a cool guy.
77 years old this year, that man.
Oh my God. You could tell later on this one's
yeah.
It's painfully obvious how old he is, but yeah. Great stuff.
Austin Theory comes out with just his normal entrance. Again, I think, will still benefit from this storyline. I'm excited to see where it goes. I still think there's a lot of longevity with him being Mr. McMahon's guy. I hope he doesn't suffer the same fate as what Drew did back in the day.
I think they may have cursed it last night, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they sort of mentioned it, didn't they? But I'm hoping that doesn't happen because I think Austin Theory is a very talented wrestler. And I think you saw that in Saudi Arabia, didn't you? Elimination Chamber, when he, for example, got F5'd off the top of a goddamn cell or chamber. And then Pat McAfee comes out, big old entrance for Big Pat. Although I kind of forgot that he played for the Colts because the Dallas cheerleaders were there and they wear the same colours, don't they? And then he randomly kicks an American football. Well, I say randomly. Obviously, he was a punter, wasn't he? And kicked footballs for a living. Kicked one football into the crowd. At least do one on each side.
I thought that was going to set off some fireworks or something when he kicked that.
Yeah, but
he did on the set reveal. But it was a fantastic entrance.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. It was absolutely, and he wore a glittery vest as well.
Yeah, it was the most
vest.
Over the top ridiculous entrance I think since Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia at that time. It's just way over the top. I absolutely loved it, and I can't believe they shelled out for White Stripes.
Yeah, Seven Nation Army, which as I put in the chat and tweeted about, I once got kicked out of a Sheffield takeaway for making a song about.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, but we'll gloss over that. So that song always holds a dear place in my heart for that reason.
I think it is that must be his dream. This was just all about Pat McAfee living a dream, and he was very self-indulgent. And I didn't care one bit. I was like,
the thing is,
every single moment.
I again haven't heard a bad word said, and maybe one thing just about him over exaggerating his words on commentary. But other than that,
who said that? I'll get him.
I'll tell you after the podcast. You will be disappointed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think Pat McAfee is very well loved, isn't he? By everybody, he's been like a breath of fresh air throughout WWE on commentary, in the ring. He tends not to feels like he just doesn't give a shit and just does what he does.
It was just
gets away with it.
It was just a fan living his dream, and everyone was just there for it, wasn't he?
There's clearly a lot of trust there, isn't there, in Pat McAfee, and rightly so. And do you know what? I forgot how good he actually was. He's a very athletic man. He did a goddamn Boone's back somersault off the top rope and landed on his feet. He was brilliant in this. And do you know what? Austin Theory as well. I think he played his part really well. We got Vince McMahon sitting at ringside, not looking too happy every now and again. 9 minutes 40. Pat wins. And I was delighted with this match. Again, it was everything that you needed to be. It was fun, exciting, and it really fit in with night 2. What are we thinking about this match?
It's fucking amazing. Not just the match, just the whole segment was just absolutely fantastic storytelling.
We'll get to the after bit in a minute.
I love just having Vince like
fantastic.
sat there
Yeah.
like, that was a throwback to the Attitude Era, if ever I've seen one. The shots of Vince just sat looking concerned as the match went on and stuff. Classic stuff. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. I was amazed, but very glad that everyone was just loving Pat McAfee all the way through this.
Yeah.
It was
it's his first ever match.
Yeah.
And it was very impressive.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought he was in NXT, one in the War Games.
Yeah, it was a match Adam. He had a singles match with Adam Cole.
That was it.
Yeah. And then he had a War Games match, yeah. Which isn't really mentioned because I guess you can't now that Adam Cole's in AEW.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think
couldn't really show a lot of footage, could they?
But it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. And like you say, we after the match, Pat McAfee then won, and we got an impromptu match.
Pat McAfee's only 34, by the way.
I know he is.
Amazed. Like,
I thought he was older than that.
He retired when he was full time if you wanted to.
He retired when he was 29.
Yeah. When was that? NXT? No, the SmackDown NXT episode ages ago where they were stuck in Saudi Arabia.
That was
and he was on commentary.
Was it
kicked off in English like halfway through it?
Was it Survivor Series 2019? It was that.
It could have been 20.
Yeah. No, it was before the.
Yeah, it was 2019.
It was 2019 because because of what happened in Saudi Arabia. I think that basically influenced that entire Survivor Series by putting NXT on it, and genuinely, I think that made that pay-per-view a lot better.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I just remember he was just absolutely mental on the commentary on that one. There was just a bit at the end where NXT was celebrating, and McAfee was just like, "Yeah, I got to get up there," and just went up and celebrated.
And I think there's obviously a lot.
That was my eyes open to like the wonderfulness of Pat McAfee. What a great human being. And
that's what I mean. I think there's clearly a lot of trust there from Vince, isn't there, to Pat to let him go out and be as entertaining self. And Michael Cole in this commentary was brilliant. Mm-hmm. Go get him, Pat. Just unnecessary but fantastic line. I know Michael Cole, we give him a lot of stick sometimes, but in this, he was great.
Well, I think Pat McAfee's brought the best out of him. I think
this is the best he's been.
Yeah, he's rightfully getting recognized as like the great.
You can tell he's enjoying working with Pat McAfee as well. So we then have an impromptu match. Vince McMahon, I thought Austin Theory was going to join the Kiss My Ass Club. I really did, because he lost, but he didn't. So Vince McMahon is then teasing getting undressed, which must be is a frightening thing to look at on TV, knowing what it's like for Linda McMahon, because obviously he's a genetic jackhammer. With the world's biggest sweat patches on his shirt. Mm-hmm. And he takes his shirt off, and he's got his goddamn vest on underneath.
I popped that vest.
Oh my god, it was like 2009 all over again.
The classic Vince look.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. And we have then an impromptu Mr. McMahon Pat McAfee match, which goes for 3 minutes 45 seconds, and genuinely. This still isn't the best bit of this entire thing.
Can we just appreciate how good McMahon looks for a 77-year-old?
Oh my god,
76.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. Sorry, what are we giving the Frankenstein rating for?
Oh, not yet. Not until the end.
Right. Okay, you're doing it that way. That's fine. Again, Mr. McMahon, with the help of Austin Theory, beats Pat McAfee, which fair dues, no problem with that. And then we're celebrating in the ring afterwards. We've got Mr. McMahon, Austin Theory sort of embracing. Mr. McMahon hears Austin Theory's music and looks a bit startled. I thought, oh, he's just got scared by the music. And then we hear the glass shatter and the roof off the A&T Stadium absolutely lifts off.
Austin, I think Vince reacted too quickly.
Yeah, he did. I thought at first he'd got startled by Austin Theory's music.
Yeah.
And then he sort of realized, and then I thought, oh, he's sort of ruined it a little bit, hasn't he? He's just done that. And then Austin's music, and you thought, that's why. And then we go back 20 years, 19 years in time, and Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin are stood in the exact same ring. and they have a beer. They have a beer, and you think, are they going to shake hands? No, he's not. Stone Cold kicks Mr. McMahon in the gut, who promptly falls to the floor.
Oh my God.
Gets picked back up, falls into the ring ropes, and finally ends up with the world's worst Stone Cold Stunner.
Do you think?
Oh my God, that was great.
Do you think Austin maybe kicked him a little bit too hard, and it just sent him back?
No, because Austin was just pissing himself on it. He just knew that he'd fucked up completely.
Mm.
There's a brilliant video of Mick Foley just bright red faced, almost suffocating with laughter.
Yeah. I mean, Vince has never really been able to sell us to now, has it? No, it's just like if this is the last ever one between them, fantastic way to go out.
And Austin Theory sold the stunner brilliantly as well. I'd just like to add to that as well. Sort of jumped up, then he kicked his legs out and fell.
Yeah,
he got a lot of height.
Was it as good as Byron's
levels
the night before? I thought Byron Saxton's a really good sell of it.
I think it was better than Byron's. And I think Vince's was clearly worse, but obviously it was fantastic for the moment.
I think Austin Theory's sell was up there with The Rock's.
Yeah, he reminded very much of a Scott Hall sell.
Yeah.
I think the best sell is the one that's about to come from Pat McAfee, who did the classic Shane McMahon, spit his beer up in the air. Mm-hmm. And we have a beer bath, don't we? Just everywhere. And Stone Cold is absolutely loving it. And then we get a great shot of Pat McAfee on the outside, laid on his back.
That is the best moment of wrestling.
Still drinking a beer. Absolutely brilliant.
You know the iconic shots you get at every WrestleMania. That's going on the thumbnail for this episode. Calling it now.
Yeah,
that was the one. I thought this entire thing had no right to be as good as this. It was just brilliant.
I saw a few people complaining that they buried Pat McAfee.
Oh, fuck. They buried Pat McAfee.
Who's saying that?
I think it's like Alvarez and his mates, but I was like,
oh no, they haven't at all.
It's the fucking commentator. Like, it doesn't matter, does it? Like,
it doesn't matter. I mean,
it's Vince's first ever win at WrestleMania. You
know? That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
I think it's just like his fifth attempt and his first win.
But yeah, I thought this was absolutely brilliant. It had no right to be as good as what it was. I think Vince was spectacular. Austin Theory was spectacular. Pat McAfee was spectacular. Yeah. And Stone Cold, again, absolutely fantastic.
Do you know what? After watching it last night, I'm now thinking Austin is not done.
I think he's got a few more matches left in him, you know.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I could see him at SummerSlam.
Where is SummerSlam this year?
Nashville.
Against Kane. Oh, no, it's Knoxville, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I could see it happening.
Personally, I don't see it.
I think he's got a Saudi match in him.
I don't see it.
We're finally going to get Austin Goldberg.
I think the only thing that you might, I think the thing that you might get is like a host of WrestleMania style thing.
He's already done that, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, but get a bit more involved this time.
Yeah. No, I think we could see another. I think he'll get the book again now. After that, I know he's in Texas and that, but yeah, I think he'll do it.
I'm not
like Sting on it. Yeah.
I'm not convinced, but I wouldn't be adverse to it. Put it that way.
Doesn't need to come out and do technical stuff. Just to brawl. Exactly what he did with Owens. It was perfect. Yeah. That's all he needs to come in and do. It can't be that taxing on your body, I suppose, unless you're taking bumps on the concrete every week.
It will be interesting to see if he's at Raw, which either is or isn't, as we will know by the time this goes out. But yeah, I'm not convinced that he's coming back, but I wouldn't be averse to it if he did. But
Pat McAfee's definitely not done. I think he's. I could see a very bright career.
I assumed he was in his 40s. I can't believe he's like.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. No, I
think he could be a full-time wrestler if he wants to, but he does have a massive podcast deal, doesn't he?
Yeah,
which is why he's very valuable to WWE as well.
I think he is someone that's a commodity that they can use because he's actually, again, pretty good in the very good in the ring, very athletic.
Yeah.
And again, could come back at your Royal Rumbles,
your SummerSlams,
and your
he needs to he needs a spot where he's commentating on the Royal Rumble
and comes in.
And he comes in,
yeah.
And
I genuinely could see that happening.
They need to do that next year.
Yeah. And the thing is, as well, what they could do is they could do it where he just sort of goes in and gets quickly eliminated and just sits back down again like nothing's ever happened.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah. I think they probably should use him a bit like they used to use Jerry Lawler, where like every now and again like something would happen in the ring, and he'd be like, "Oh, I can't stand for this." And he'd get in, and
yeah. So are we saying he's going to jump out on Taz in a warehouse?
I mean, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? But do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing where he just gets involved with the storylines.
I think that's all he needs to be
as a brief pay-per-view match. Yeah,
he's a better commentator than Lawler
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose him off commentary. I think as good as entertaining as he's in the ring, I'd much rather him be on commentary full time.
I think he's brilliant, and like I say, I would like to see him go into that role. So you wouldn't give the individual matches a Franklin star rating. So we're going for the overall segment.
Yeah.
What are we going for?
8 stars.
Yes.
Yes, he's bloody done it.
This is what I'm talking about.
Broken the scale. Deserved it.
I popped.
Sidgwick gave McMahon and Pat McAfee -5 stars, but we'll gloss over that.
Did he?
Yeah, he gave it -5.
Did he?
Lou's opinions changed since yesterday on Sidgwick.
Yeah, I don't know what he obviously had us, didn't he? Maybe positive about it.
He gave Austin the Austin Theory match 3 stars, but he gave the McMahon match -5.
He's back down to being classic Sidgwick again.
I think the thing is though, he's looking at it on a match by match basis, isn't he, rather than an entire segment, which is probably the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
But...
No, it's not. It's entirely the right thing to do in this circumstance.
No, he's looking at a match by match thing. That's the wrong thing to do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then
it's just a bad way of looking at wrestling in general. Actually, now on the point, like Aaron's way of doing it was much better.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it all feeds into that first match, doesn't it?
Yeah, because no one is ever going to think, right, I'm going to sit down and watch that match and just watch the 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, you're never going to do
all about
it.
Everything around.
You're going to watch that 25 minutes, whatever.
Yeah,
entire
like
thing.
That is what wrestling is, isn't it? Like I hate all this pure wrestling nonsense because it's wrestling is literally the entrances, the backstage skits, the storylines. It's everything. It's not just the actual competition.
You're telling a story, and then you're rating the story essentially, aren't you? They always say, don't they? In the ring, you're telling a story. You're wrestling, but you're telling a story whilst you're wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was brilliant, this entire thing. And then we go on to what has been, well, do you know what? This pay-per-view passed really quick, and I looked at time and thought, oh my God, we are on the last match. And I genuinely can't believe WrestleMania is done for another year. We got on to what has been a well-built match. Roman Reigns has, I'm sure I heard, main evented 6 of the last 8 WrestleManias.
Yeah, that's right.
So 2020 when he missed it, and I can't think what the other one was.
2019, he was just against Drew.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
So we get this Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the 3rd time at Mania.
Yeah.
And I think
it must be the 3rd time where it's been the same main event.
Yeah.
I think they're not the same. I think Triple H and Undertaker and The Rock and Austin have had 3 matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
I think this is the first time it's the 3 in the main event.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Sorry, yeah. And it's built up to a winner takes all unification of the WWE Championship and the WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns comes out with obviously the Bloodline and Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar comes out as the Cowboy. Paul Heyman does the Roman Reigns introduction as he usually does, and Brock Lesnar then goes and does his own, and that was absolutely brilliant.
He nailed it, to be fair.
He did.
His voice normally cracks on those, but he absolutely nailed it.
No, he smashed it out of the park. I think this was a decent match for the title. However, I think Roman Reigns is legitimately injured. And I think that's why the ending felt a little bit rushed and a little bit flat. Roman, it was just, to me, it was a finisher fest, and that's all it needed to be. It was basically saying,
you don't expect anything else.
No, and that's what I mean. It again, it goes into that narrative. It needed to be what it needed to be. To me, they're the 2 top, whatever you say, they're the 2 top guys in WWE, and they're trying to prove that they are the best. And how would you prove you're the best? By trying to just hit your opponent with the biggest move as many times as you can until they cannot kick out or get back up or whatever the stipulation is. And we see Brock Lesnar put Roman Reigns in a Kimura lock. I genuinely thought Roman Reigns was tapping at this, by the way. Genuinely thought Roman was tapping. And then Paul Heyman pushes the rope just ever so slightly into his hand. But in this time, you hear Roman Reigns saying, it's popped out, it's popped out. And I thought it was a work until I've read the news today and you highlight his arm afterwards that he struggles to lift the title up. So after that, we have a spear, don't we? Which pretty much just finishes Brock straight away.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised about, to be fair.
Yeah. It was very sudden. I was kind of hoping for something more decisive.
Yeah, and I
think that's a really. This doesn't feel like the feud's ended literally because there was that shot of Brock at the end, sat in the ring like, oh, fuck's sake, you got me, kind of thing. Whereas
I think they should have been called.
They should have ended the feud. Yeah.
I think an audible's been called in that match because I think the referee's obviously heard Roman and he's probably said something, or someone's maybe said something in his ear. They've called an audible to end it to stop further injury. Mm-hmm. And he struggled to lift that title up at the end, didn't he, with his left arm? His left arm. And there's photos appeared today where there appears to be quite a big bulge around his tricep area. So whether he's torn something, something's ripped off, or something's come out of socket, we'll wait to see.
Yeah.
If it's a long layoff, he's obviously going to get stripped of the title. However, I don't think that necessarily makes him weaker.
No, I think it leaves him in the same position as he was to leave.
I think it makes him a huge babyface when he comes back.
Yeah,
it's a perfect way to take the title off Roman
without him losing it.
Yeah, cause, I mean, we've been talking about it for months now. How are they going to take the title off Roman? Because he's literally beaten everyone.
And this
apart from Cody now.
And
Cody's probably the only person who could probably challenge him and take the title off him.
And then when he comes back, he goes, I want that. He's still undefeated in however many years, however many months. Mm-hmm. And that's the narrative going back into it, as he's fighting for that title once again. This is all hearsay, obviously. I'm sure things will come out over the coming weeks and days. Raw might provide a clearer picture by the time, well, we'll know by the time this come out if anything's happened on Raw. SmackDown at the end of the week as well. We'll obviously have to wait and see. But for me, if he's legitimately injured for a long time, I think it makes the top belt look a little, maybe not that it's not exciting under Roman, but I think it gives a different narrative to the belt. Yeah, a bit quicker, which is quite exciting in a way because they've got to think on the feet a little bit. And sometimes when WWE have to think on the feet a little bit, they tend to do things a little bit better, I think.
You think it could be perfect, so I mean, I don't hope he's injured.
No, I mean, obviously, I hope he's not injured because they've obviously built the storyline up for the best part of 18 months.
However, you take the title off him because if he's injured, you take the title off him, put it onto someone else. I don't know, Cody Rhodes, for example. Give him the pop for a few months. Roman comes back, takes his title back, and then you don't have to go another full year for Roman versus The Rock.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can have him maybe holding the title for another 6 months, and then it's The Rock.
It does blow wide open, doesn't it? I think anyone but Brock at this point, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. I'll just bring up. Excuse me. I'll just bring up the roster and just have a quick look down as to I'll throw some names out, and you can go yay or nay. So. AJ Styles, yay or nay?
No. I don't think he doesn't need a title.
No problem. Bobby Lashley.
No.
There's a story there. I think he'd have been the first challenger if Roman wasn't injured.
Because he was injured when he lost the title to Brock.
Yeah. So that's a good backlash match, however, but I don't think you want to put the title on him.
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
While he's hot. While he's hot.
Yeah, why not? And again, it's a good selling point. There's a lot of AEW contracts expiring this year and next.
Yep.
Kevin Owens.
No, don't need a title.
Yeah, I'd like to see him back in the picture at some point, but not right now.
Not right now. No.
Randy Orton.
Not right now. I think there's a lot of storytelling still to be done with him and Riddle.
If there was 2 titles, he could have one of them as long as he's feuding with Riddle. But again, not at the moment.
Yes, you got a good at least another 6 months, haven't you, before that comes into fruition, I suppose.
Seth Rollins?
No.
I'd like to Cody, hasn't he?
I'd like him to, but Cody's in a better position.
Yeah.
Does Seth need a title with what he's doing at the moment? He's just having banger matches.
Although you would think, wouldn't you, if Cody wins it, then Seth's the first challenger. Well, you could have Seth do it if you have like a tournament. Roman's injured.
If it is
that would be the final.
I hope it is. I hope it's a Gold Rush tournament where they do loads of qualifying matches each week on Raw, and it culminates with like a fatal 4-way backlash or something like that.
Yeah, I think your final, that would be a good choice for your final rematch between those two, Rollins and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre.
No, because I want the big win at September pay-per-view UK.
Yeah, I agree.
Happy Corbin, just throwing it out there.
No.
He's mid-card.
One of the Usos to carry on the bloodline.
No, not a chance.
No, a year ago I'd probably said Jay, but I don't think he just feels like a lackey again now, doesn't he?
I was only putting it out there because the only reason I was putting it out there is because obviously they've been with Roman for so long that they could potentially carry on.
He has become somebody's bitch, which is a shame because he was nobody's bitch. And that was Jimmy who was nobody's bitch, right?
I just think that if you go through past experience of past wrestlers, they've got no chance in hell of getting the big one.
Yeah.
Just with the amount of arrests and DUIs.
The only reason I said it is because obviously they've been involved throughout the entire storyline. So my theory, the only reason I said it is because, like I said, they could use it as a way to carry on Roman's legacy and the Bloodline's legacy. That's the only reason why I'd put them out there.
I think the Usos just need to be the greatest tag team of all time, which I think they could easily do.
Yeah.
And they'll go down, but like the Road Warriors are. They'll be in that category soon.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn.
No.
I've got no credibility, which you didn't need because he's a great, but yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
No. He's mid-carder, isn't
he? Yeah.
Via Mahan.
That would be insane. That would be a sign of a new era. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. It's a bit. Well, we'll know by the time this goes out, but it's very Brodus Clay vibes now, isn't it? Where he came out with that completely unexpected gimmick that time. It's a fucking Funkasaurus. I don't know what they're gonna do with Via.
That's all I can think of. Obviously, I've missed out a few people there, like Finn, because he's got a title at the moment. Potentially, they could do something with Finn because he's been there before, hasn't he? And he never really got his run.
I think Edge is the big one you missed out. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I didn't say Edge is I was thinking about it, but obviously he's sort of just moved into this new brew. But that doesn't necessarily mean he couldn't win the title. But I just think they've already got plans for him, which is why I maybe missed him out. But I mean, Edge, I'll put it out there.
Don't think he needs a title.
Don't think he needs it, but it would kind of make his new stable kind of need something, wouldn't it? He's using
I suppose it does add something
to help him keep the title. Yeah,
but that's the only reason why I didn't say it is obviously because of the new stable.
Yeah.
And I'll throw another former champion out there, The Miz.
No, not a cat in hell's chance.
No. He's very nice to give him the title for a week last year, but no, he's not made of it.
No. Like I said, I just saw his name there. But I mean, genuinely, that's about the only ones that I can think of.
Here's one for you. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I wouldn't
Rocky style run.
Wouldn't even be upset.
Yeah.
Would not be upset.
I think Hogan had the Undisputed Championship and he was like 50-something, didn't he? Why not?
Exactly. But yeah, they're the ones that I felt as though were probably plausible that could move into that sort of picture.
What about Elias?
Where is he? Is he coming back tonight?
Oh, you heard the rumours?
No.
So the rumours are that Creative told him to shave his hair off. Wasn't cleared by Vince, so Vince is keeping him off TV until his hair grows back.
That would sound very Vince-like, but yeah.
That's the rumor. Yeah. But how true the rumor is, I don't know.
Oh, bless him. I miss Elias. He was very good.
Yeah, he would be. I don't know why they got rid of him as soon as the crowds came back. His gimmick's perfect for crowds.
Yeah, because he did a lot of trolling, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because obviously the lights used to go down. Everyone thought it was a Fiend, then you used to have the guitar, didn't you?
Yeah. At that time he came out when everyone thought it was Kid Rock with The Undertaker and it was Elias at 24th.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So there we go. Another WrestleMania wrapped up in the history books. We are now on the road to WrestleMania 39. There's been a lot of talk about this WrestleMania. Where does it rank for you two in terms of WrestleManias?
I genuinely think it's right up there in terms of I'm going to take the two out that I went to because obviously they're different, aren't they? I can't remember having a better time watching a live wrestling show and God knows how
in a while.
Yeah.
both nights for me absolutely flew past.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It didn't feel a slog at any point.
Yeah. Because I was like, by the end of it, I was trying to live tweet along, and all I could just kept thinking over the last 2 hours was like, this is just so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was basically the gist of every tweet.
Like every match, we was potting in the group, weren't we?
Yeah.
100%.
It was absolutely, it was just pure sports entertainment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was. It was a very WWE show. It was peak WWE. It's the sort of wrestling I like.
I woke up this morning feeling very jealous of anyone that was actually there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I felt very, very jealous. Not that we have ever even had the discussion about going this WrestleMania, and we said, oh, why, no point. Because if we had said that, I'd have been absolutely devastated. But do you know what I mean? I woke up this morning and thought, oh God, I feel very, very, very jealous for those people that have been there the last 2 nights. For me, if it's not people's number one, I think it's certainly in the top. I think it'll move into people's top 2, certainly into a lot of people's top 5.
Yeah, because last night I was like, 31 was my favorite for a long time, but
31 is very good.
This top's 31 for me.
Which night did you prefer, night 1 or night 2?
So for me, night 1, but that is nothing on night 2. It was like, what did I give night 1? Like 11, 12?
Yeah.
So I still give this one like 9 or 10.
Yeah, I think they were both solid nights of wrestling. I think for me, night 1 just edges it.
I think if they were both 2 standalone nights of WrestleMania, you've probably got the both getting to the top 5 when they
100%. Yeah. But I just felt night 1 had no one was really excited for that, and felt as though night 2 had the better card, and I think night 1 smashed it out of the park personally. Not that night 2 didn't. I think night 2 was brilliant, but for me, night 1 just edges it.
Yeah.
Be very interesting. We'll know by the time this goes out to see what happens on Raw, and we are now on the road to WrestleMania 39. Aaron, what are we? Oh, we haven't done the Franklin Star rating for the final.
3.5.
3.5. And overall, then night 2.
Right. So I know I made a rule yesterday. We'll use maths and kind of divide. But I'm breaking the rule, and I'm giving it both nights an overall score of 19.5 out of 10.
Excellent. We just add them together instead. I love it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. This is for me the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Yeah, I think it's
very close to WrestleMania 17, but I think this just pinched it.
I cannot remember a better time I've had watching wrestling at home for the longest time. So
bear in mind, we've all watched it on our own, just messaging the group chat because we were unfortunately unable to all get together. We've all had the best time. I think that just speaks volumes.
Yeah.
When you're watching a show on your own and enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah. It was like night 1. I couldn't even get to sleep for like another hour afterwards. I just had
I went to bed. I was absolutely buzzing last night.
Absolutely buzzing.
What are you giving it overall? Sorry, Luke.
Over 10, some 11, 12, some I don't know. Scales bust. Scales gone.
What about the entire WrestleMania out of 20?
20, 21, something like that. Yeah.
I'm going to go with, I went for a 9 for the first night. I'm going to go an 8.5 for the second night.
Stickler.
Disgusting.
All right, 8.75.
Calm down, Sidgwick.
So I won 17.75, which, to be fair, brilliant. I've absolutely loved it. I've absolutely loved this.
To be fair, anything above 6.5 is great for you, isn't it? So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there we go. Another WrestleMania in the history books. We are now on the road to WrestleMania 39, no matter what WWE try and make you believe. The night after Raw is the road to WrestleMania once again. Am I wrong?
No, it starts again. Starts all over again.
Am I wrong? I'm not.
I wish I had another day off to watch Raw live. You know?
Yeah, no, I was thinking that. I'm
so pumped. I'm just going to have to avoid spoilers all day and
I'll read them
watch it again.
I'll read them in the morning. But I was thinking I could have easily stayed up tonight and watched another night of wrestling because Raw after Mania is very special. Very, very special.
And it is this one. It's the first one with a crowd since like 2019.
And as well, I think, is this the first Friday SmackDown after Mania since the crowd?
Yeah.
So I think this will be very interesting to see how that pans out on Friday night as well. Because we've not.
Well, it'll be a regular crowd again, though. It won't be a.
It won't be WrestleMania crowd.
No, but I know it won't be WrestleMania crowd, but I mean in terms of the fallout, because we've not really seen it. I'm not sort of saying that moving to Friday night's a bad thing, but I think if SmackDown was on Tuesday night, it would make the fallout a lot smoother.
I'll be honest.
So when I was in New Orleans, it was the Tuesday felt a bit too long. To be honest, I think it's better to end it with that Monday night.
Yeah.
Raw.
Oh yeah. I'm not like all I mean is I just think sometimes obviously there'll be fallout on Raw, but you might not see everyone, and then you've just got to wait that little bit.
I think you'll see the majority of people, even if the SmackDown superstars. Yeah. I think you'll still see them tomorrow.
To be fair, they tend to break, don't they?
Who do you think? Who do you think it opens up with?
Cody
Who comes out first. Do you
think?
Cody. I think it might be Roman. You know, Cody was my other guess, but. Yeah, apparently thinks like it's going to be because you can hook people in with how Cody speaks, hour 2, something like that. Or, yeah. If Roman's injured, he's definitely coming out first. If
Roman's injured, if Roman's injured, Paul Heyman's coming out.
Yeah, I think Roman will still come out.
But I think Roman will speak. I think Paul Heyman will speak on his behalf, and then I think Vince McMahon comes out and makes a tournament for
gives the title to Pat McAfee.
Yeah, gives the title to Pat McAfee. It makes a Gold Rush tournament, which accumulates at WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a bold prediction. We'll see. Well, this is coming out Wednesday, so we'll already know. Won't we?
Oh no! And then we'll have the fallout from on Friday night as well. Although we haven't got long to wait for WrestleMania Backlash, 8th of May.
Oh yeah, I've just seen the pictures of Roman Reigns actually.
Yeah, the arm.
Hang on, which way am I going?
That way. Yeah, you can see his
the
arm.
bones on his arm.
Yeah.
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what people think, that he's done some legit damage, don't they?
Yeah, but that looks like it's a nasty injury.
Yeah.
It's going to be surgery.
Yeah. Hopefully not, but there's no way around it. Is it looking at that?
If it's an injury, a legit injury, that's surgery, without a doubt. It's actually torn something.
That's like a torn, or it's ripped off a bone, isn't it? The tricep area. So, yeah, I think either way, it's going to be very interesting to watch over the next couple of weeks. WWE now, I really, really do. But yeah, that's WrestleMania 38 done in the bank. We move on, and I'm excited to see what happens on Raw, which we'll know by the time it's come out. Aaron, where can we find you?
Frankenstein91 on your socials when I can be bothered to use them, which is very rare. And on the Rest Around Twitch, Tuesday nights, the rest sold out.
Lou
Markham, but also
Lou Markham
tonight. Rest Around Twitch for Rest Around Mania 2. 30 man minus Liberty Battle Royal, and obviously Business Horse versus the BMG in the real main event of the weekend.
And what have we got coming next week?
On the show. Yeah, we're doing which one are we doing? We're back in time. We're going back in time. Uncensored 97.
Yeah. Uncensored 97. You can find me at Bell Nation everywhere, and we will see you next week for Uncensored 1997. Hope you've had a wonderful WrestleMania weekend. Enjoyed Raw and everything else that's come out of that. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we will see you next time.